Now, you know I'm no stranger to criticizing China. This is something that I have done. You know that you as my audience know that I acknowledge it to be a capitalist state, etc. Now, here's something that's very interesting that somebody sent to me. There is an anthem of Chinese internet security. Now, this song is a couple of years old. I think it's from 2014. But this is the first time I've heard it. And we've got there's an English translation of it on YouTube, and the lyrics are a little bit disconcerting. Now, they do have these particular lyrics that are very troubling. Integrity ripples from a clear and pure nation. We are united in the center of the universe. That's a very strange thing for a socialist state to say, that they're the center of the universe. Well, to understand this, we need to go into Chinese cultural history and the mythology that surrounds it. Now, every country's got its mythological origins that were created under feudalism, etc. China being no different. Now, under the Qing and previous dynasties, basically the historical name for China was the Middle Kingdom under the heavens, which is how it was known forever. Basically, it was the center of everything. It was the kingdom underneath heaven. And the belief was that China was the center of the earth, or the center of the world, and that the world was the center of the universe. Now, this is not something that's, terribly unique in terms of world history, particularly within the feudal era. I mean, this is a fairly common thing. But the idea, this Middle Kingdom under the heavens, it's a very nationalistic, chauvinistic way of saying the most important people ever, or the heavens' chosen people. Historically, we understand why this would be, but why would it be from a so-called socialist state? What kind of statement is this? Everybody's equal and we're all united under the banner of Marxism-Leninism, but we're the Middle Kingdom and we're the center of the universe and thus the most important. Now, the emperor ruled with the mandate of heaven, being that the emperor ruled the most important part of the world, that was the Middle Kingdom, that was China, and he was ordained by God or the heavens in order to do so. Again, there's no difference between this and the European kings and queens of basically the same era. But they were to rule over the center of the universe, or the part that mattered, the Middle Kingdom / China. Now, this reflects, these lyrics, they reference being the center of the universe and a pure nation, etc. Now, this is very indicative of Han Chinese chauvinism. I mean, let's face it, you're saying that you're a pure nation, you're morally superior, you're the center of the universe, a morally, culturally pure nation, and the most important one under the heavens. As much as this may upset some people to hear it, this is essentially fascist rhetoric. It is, saying that you're somehow the chosen people, like as Israel believes that it has a divine right to slaughter Palestinians and that they are God's chosen people superior to all others. Specifically, I'm referring to Israel because Israel's the one that really does hold this belief. This is very much like the ideology of the Nazis, who believed that they were racially, culturally superior to all others, and that thus, therefore, had a divine right to control the entire world or to have domain over it. If China is the center of the universe, or the center of the earth and the most important part, then what does that say about everybody else in the world? Now, you could try to say that that's not what they're saying, but it is what they're saying. They're saying that they are the center. They are the most important part. So what does that imply for everybody else? This is the same kind of rhetoric that fascist or quasi-fascist states have used. People who give this idea of somehow there being some kind of virtue to them that makes them superior to everybody else. This runs completely counter to Marxism. I mean, do I have to really bring up Marxism and equality, universal justice, and all, each according to ability, each according to his need, and that every person can make a contribution to society, and that no group is, or these groups are superior to any others. But that is very much what China is saying, the complete opposite of what Marxism is. So while this in itself doesn't prove that China is capitalist, this is very much an anti-socialist. This is a very anti-Marxist stance. And this is one that is being pushed by the government, and one that is being pushed under the banner of censorship. Now, of course, I'm not opposed to censorship in many cases, but look at the way that they're promoting it as themselves being culturally and morally pure compared to others, essentially calling everybody else degenerates. That's not to say that degenerates don't exist in the world. They certainly do. But China has no monopoly on greatness. They have no monopoly on being the best people in the world. And this is fascist rhetoric. And no matter how angry you may want to get at me for saying it, it certainly is. It is fascist rhetoric. So if China is really so socialist and so down with proletarian internationalism, what's up with this song? Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.